Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video I have a little mini acrylic haul to share with you all, and then we're going to do a pretty pink princess set of acrylic nails, so I really hope you all enjoy watching. I've been wanting to try some new acrylic brands and I come across this small business on TikTok and I thought it would be a great opportunity to try some new products. So these are called Pique Beaute. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but if I'm not I will pop the website link and their TikTok account in the description box below in case you guys want to check them out yourselves. But as you see there, I had those little love heart lint free pads. I have never seen these in a heart shape before. They are just totally adorable and they are truly lint free as well. I'm going to use them further along in the video, but let's jump into the acrylics. This beautiful glitter was my absolute favorite out of all of them, so as soon as I opened this one I knew that this was going in a set of nails. And then we have this gorgeous peachy shade. I really quickly wanted to mention that I loved how secure the packaging is here as well. You could see that I was struggling to get that little inner lid off. I love this because there's been so many times that I have purchased acrylics and some of them have leaked, where these were packaged so securely. These little inner lids, they really close down, so they're great as well if you aren't able to always store your acrylic powders upright as well. But yeah, let's talk colors. So we had that gorgeous peachy silver shade and then we had that gorgeous brown. I'm not actually going to use those two in today's video, but I will do another video I'm sure at some point using them. They did have a little bit of an autumnal feel to me and I can't wait for autumn, so I will definitely be sharing a video using those. But in today's video we're going to use this beautiful pink shimmery shade. So this is a pink core color and then it has this gorgeous silver shimmer running through it, and we're going to use that with that pre-mixed glitter acrylic as well. So off camera I did do a base. I've just applied some tips and a very thin layer of clear acrylic. I do also have the Pique Beaute little dapping dish as well, which is really cute. So we're going to come straight in and over the top of that clear base start applying our acrylics. Now I always like to have a clear base down, whether I'm doing nails for content or whether I'm wearing them to actually wear. So for this particular set I have got a peel off base coat on underneath. I've applied my tips and then a thin layer of clear acrylic because I can't always keep my nails this long. They just get in the way with work, kids, the dog and things like that. But I love creating long acrylic nails, so when I'm going to do a long set that's kind of like just for content or just for fun, I'll pop a peel off base coat underneath and I can usually keep them on for a day or two before needing to remove them. But even when I'm doing a set of acrylic nails that is to keep on, whether they are short, medium or long, I always like to come in and apply a thin clear acrylic base. I find my application just lasts so much better when I've got that clear base layer down on my nails. I always feel as though I'm one of those people who's a bit of a problematic lifter with acrylic, and applying a thin clear layer eliminates that issue. But it's great as well to have a clear base layer if you know you're going to be coming on top of if you're going to be coming in with your set and doing glitters and designs and things like that. So on that first now we've come in with the rose tinted pre-mixed glitter acrylic. I've placed it down at the cuticle area and I started fading it down towards the tip, and then I was going to leave this kind of like fully clear at the tip of the nail, but I really loved this glitter, so I wanted to have full-on sparkles in this set of nails. I really kind of wanted to just go in and do like a princessy girly set of nails, and this glitter is just perfect for that look. So I ended up coming in with another small amount and just fading it down towards the tip of the nail, but keeping the chunkier pieces down at that nail bed area. Now the great thing about a pre-mixed glitter acrylic is they're so much quicker and easier to apply because they're already mixed in with the clear acrylic, so you haven't got to go in, pick up your clear acrylic and then pick up your glitter. When it's pre-mixed it just makes application that bit quicker. So it's great if you are working in a salon or if you're back to back with clients. I loved this glitter mix. I felt as though it's quite unique because the chunkier glitters in this have kind of like a textured effect to them. I've not personally used anything like that before, so they were really fun. On the middle finger I've applied the glitter down at the tip of the nail and we're going to do kind of like an ombre. All of the nails are pretty like ombre effect nails just done in different ways. Like on this now, for example, we're going to come in with the core color, which is this gorgeous pink sparkly mix, and I'm going to apply this at the tip of the nail, and then we're going to fade our glitter over the top. But then I do come back in with a little bit more acrylic to create kind of like a hidden glitter fade, because I love that look. Now the core color was very easy to work with. It has a very lovely smooth consistency. It is a little bit more of a wetter system. Like a lot of the time, if you watch my videos, you'll see I use a lot of CJP and Diamond nail suppliers, and I find that they are more drier acrylic systems, where this one is a little bit wetter. So this is something that you can just tweak your ratio with to work with, and a lot of these kind of systems, whether you like a wet or a drier system, does come down to personal preference. This particular one was really easy to work with, although it's a little bit of a wetter acrylic. I didn't find that I was having to chase it around the nail. Once you get the ratio right, which I probably do need to play around with a little bit for this brand because it's a new brand to me, and I didn't even really play around with these off camera. I just opened my parcel and jumped straight in to doing a set of nails. But it was really easy to pick up a bead of acrylic, and as you can see, it went on nice and easy as well. So now over on to this, now I'm coming in with just small beads at a time of the glitter acrylic mix, placing it down at the cuticle area and then fading it over the pink core color that we've placed down. And I had only done this quite thin because I was wanting to make sure that I'm going to come in and encapsulate in clear anyway. So when you're doing any kind of design that you know you're going to be encapsulating, you want to make sure that that design is nice and thin so that you're not going to end up with a thick bulky nail. Onto the little finger, I did decide I wanted this the same as the pointer finger. Like I said, I wanted to have this whole glittery ombre look going on throughout most of the nails, but we do a marble actually on the thumbnail. So at this point, I'm kind of trying to get most of my glitter down first of all, and then I'm going to come in with the nails that need the core color added to them. So I was kind of just going backwards and forwards between different nails. I like to a lot of the time let the glitter set before I'll come in with my core color, just so it doesn't move around too much. Obviously we didn't need to do that on the ring finger because we was applying our core color first of all. But as you can see, this glitter mix is really easy to work with. I'm just using a small amount of monomer, going straight into that pre-mixed glitter acrylic, picking up little small beads at a time because it is quite a chunky glitter mix, and if you go in with a lot of monomer on your brush and pick up a large bead of this, you're probably going to end up with more glitter on the nail than you're going to want. When you're applying your glitter acrylics, you want to make sure it's nice and thin because they don't have any strength to them, so you want to make sure that they're thin so that you can encapsulate and bring that strength into the nail with your clear layer. Now on to the thumbnail, I did add in a white acrylic that was from a different brand, so I'm just picking up a small bead of the white and then a small bead of the pink on the brush at the same time, just to create a kind of like base for our marble down at that cuticle area. And then I'm going to pick up the pink shimmery acrylic, my white, and then some clear, and just marble these together. And I'm going to repeat this process going down the nail, and then once I've got my marble down, I'm going to come in and add some glitters over that as well because I wanted full on sparkles. So when I'm doing a marble, I like to pick up quite wet beads of acrylic, so this system worked so easy for a marble. Sometimes when you're using a more drier system to create a marble, it can be a little bit tricky because the colors or the powders set a lot quicker. I didn't have no trouble creating a marble with this set. Obviously it's quite a soft, easy, kind of like whimsical looking marble, so it was really easy to create. And I do love how pretty a shimmery pink acrylic looks with a clear in a marble as well. So that's why I decided to add in the white rather than another color, because I didn't want to draw any attention away from that gorgeous pink shimmer. Now that we've got the marble done, I'm just going to pick up teeny tiny amounts of acrylic, the glitter acrylic, on the tip of my brush and just kind of like run this through the marble. I didn't want to pick up too many of the chunky pieces in this glitter mix because again, I don't want to cover up too much of that marble, but I really loved how pretty it looked. And this glitter mix was so versatile for that as well, because you've got the chunky pieces in there and then you've got some thinner pieces as well. So I come back to the ring finger as I just felt as though I had applied that pink shimmery acrylic a little bit too thin. So I come in with another small bead of this, and then I decided here at this point I actually wanted the ombre look to be a bit more of a hidden ombre. So I come in with a small bead of acrylic and blend that back over the glitter, and as you can see, it kind of just adds a little bit of dimension to the nail. And look how pretty those glitters look underneath the pink shimmery acrylic. It kind of gave me the idea, which I wish I'd done after, but I wish I'd done a full nail of the glitter mix and then put a thin layer of this pink shimmery acrylic over the top, because this isn't a super opaque pink, so it kind of would give off a really pretty vibe. So that might be something that I have to try in the future. I did mess up my application on this nail. I got distracted by a knock at the door and it really threw me off as I placed down my cuticle bead. So I'm just trying to fix up that cuticle area as best as I can. Of course, when you're applying your acrylic down at that cuticle area, you want to be very careful that you are not touching or flooding the cuticles. So that's why as well, you can see when I'm working on a particular nail or finger, I'm pointing that finger downwards so that when I place my bead of acrylic down, it's going to flow down towards the tip of the nail rather than run back and flood the cuticle area. And then you can use your brush to push up closer to that cuticle area. But I just completely messed up when it comes to doing this nail, so I'm having to kind of like try and fix that up as best as I can. And then because we're doing an ombre, I'm very gently blending it down over that glitter, and again creating that kind of hidden glitter effect, which is one of my favorite looks with glitter. Now that I've done all of the design work, I'm going to come in and encapsulate. So I've picked up a medium to large size ball of clear acrylic, placed that down at the cuticle area, and then I'm just gently blending it out towards the tip of the nail, leaving a majority of that product in the back third to build up that apex area. You kind of want your apex to be just away from the cuticle area and going over that stress point of the nail where your natural nail is meeting the nail tip that you've applied. And then I'm going to just show encapsulating these first two nails, and then I encapsulated the rest off camera, and then we jumped to a little bit of filing because I wanted to try and include a little bit of everything in this video. If you do have any stages of acrylic nails that you would like to see, do let me know in the comments below. I am by far no expert when it comes to acrylic. I have had a long break from doing acrylic on the regular, but I'm really loving getting back into it, trying new brands and things like that. I need to push myself out of my comfort zone though and try some different acrylic designs. So this is what they looked like once we had fully encapsulated them and allowed the acrylic to set. If you are in the UK right now, it is super hot, so your acrylic is setting super quick. But we're going to come in and file, and I'm starting off with a 100 grit file, and I like to come in and just go straight down my side walls to kind of bring back some of that shape that you've lost when you're encapsulating. And then I was quite happy with the overall acrylic application. I didn't have anything too lumpy bumpy. I didn't have to do loads of debulking. So what I'm basically doing is coming up one side of the nail with my 100 grit side of my file, going around that cuticle area, but avoiding going over the apex too much because we don't want to overfile and kind of like remove any acrylic and thin out that apex area. But then I am bringing my file up the tip and thinning that tip a little bit because the tip of the nail should be the thinnest point. And then we're coming back in and shaping. I always like to finish up my shaping with the 180 grit side of the file rather than the 100 grit side, and I'll always go around that cuticle area with the 180 grit side rather than the 100, just so we can get a nice flush cuticle area but without hitting the skin with the 100 grit side of the file, if that makes sense. So I finished up the rest of the filing off camera, and then I gave them a good scrub with my dust brush just to remove all of that dust. And then I did have a little bit of alcohol on my dust brush, but I like to always then wipe over the nails with a lint-free pad and some more alcohol just to make sure all of that dust is fully removed. And can we just take a moment to appreciate how cute these heart-shaped lint-free pads are. Like, I've probably been living under a rock and you guys all know about these, but I have not seen heart-shaped lint-free pads before, and they are totally adorable. Usually I put my lint-free pads away, but I've left these ones on my desk because I just think they are super cute. So once we had cleaned up all the nails, it's time to come in and top coat. I'm top coating with a no wipe gel top coat. This one is from Kiki London. So I'm just going to apply a thin coat of this to all of the nails, and then I completely forgot to record it, but once I had top coated the top of the nails and popped them into cure, the two glass nails, so the pointer finger and the ring finger, I did top coat underneath them as well, just because it really helps give the shine to the clear nails and really help make that clarity of those pop. But yeah, I'm just going to top coat these nails. I did do my thumbnail off camera as well, as I always like to top coat my thumbnail separately, especially when doing long acrylic nails. And then that, guys, that takes us to the end of the video. We're just going to finish off with a little bit of cuticle oil. But yeah, it was really fun to try a new acrylic brand. I definitely will be trying more colors from these, so if you would like to check them out yourself, I will leave a link to Pique Beaute in the description box below. Like I said, they have lots of videos on their TikTok page, which was how I come across them, and they have quite a few colors to choose from as well. So definitely give them a look if you are looking to try some new acrylic powders yourself. How pretty did these turn out? They're just giving super girly pink princess vibes, and I absolutely loved them. So once I had applied my cuticle oil, I took a couple of pictures, so I'm going to leave you guys with those. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's video, please do give it a thumbs up, leave me a comment below, and hit that subscription button if you haven't already, and I shall see you all again in the next video. Lots of love, take care, bye bye.